Important news coming in from Tianjin. President Putin of Russia has come out and emphasized the importance of BRICS at a time such as this. Viewers, remember President Donald Trump has been militating against the BRICS organization, saying that BRICS is a threat to the Western conceived world order. But Putin coming out saying that Tianjin is a great start and will cement, in fact, BRICS as a viable platform which is non-West. Let me go straight across to Siddhant for more. Siddhant, this is a very important statement coming out from President Putin. Remember, President Putin and Prime Minister Modi are going to be having a bilateral on Monday.
Rahul, in fact, BRICS grouping has expanded dramatically, Rahul. There's no doubt about it. And now this is an interview which President Putin has given to a Chinese media agency. And perhaps he said that Moscow and Beijing are united in strengthening BRICS grouping to address global issues, including showing opposition to discriminatory sanctions, which he claimed are impeding the socio-economic development of member states and broader international community. So just a short while back, Rahul, President Putin arrived in Tianjin. In fact, tomorrow he's going to meet Prime Minister Modi. Also very important to highlight, Rahul, at this point in time, that yesterday President Zelensky speaks to Prime Minister Modi. Perhaps he requested Prime Minister Modi to deliver proper signals to Russia. So it's been more than 2 weeks, Rahul, after the talks in Alaska. No trilateral happening between US, Russia and Ukraine. No bilateral happening between Ukraine and Russia. Perhaps now President Zelensky, instead of reaching out again to America, is reaching out to Indian Prime Minister and, requesting him to...
let's just focus on that, because that's an important dynamic there, Siddhant, because, moving a little away from the Ukraine conflict, BRICS viability is extremely important because it re-emphasizes India's commitment to ensuring its own strategic and economic autonomy at a time when Washington has been frowning on Indian attempts to assert its own economic security, at least interests, which undermine its own economic security by going ahead with ties with both China and Russia. And BRICS has been on his radar for about 6 or 8 months now. So obviously, with President Putin coming out and reaffirming that BRICS is an alternative, a non-West alternative to a very Western, specifically Washingtonian consensus of the world, this is an important assertion, isn't it? And it's going to obviously ruffle feathers further in Washington. So clearly, you're going to have a huge spin-off from this, because Putin is making it very clear that Russia is not isolated. It has 5 very important partners to lean on, and BRICS, 2 of those countries are facing the highest sanctions across the globe. Both Brazil and India, 50% sanctions have been imposed. So, Siddhant, this is a very, very materially important point of view that is being expressed by, of course, President Putin. We'll have to see how the Indian side reacts to this, but this is an affirmation, isn't it, of India's autonomy?
Well, that's right, Rahul. As far as BRICS grouping is concerned, perhaps since the very beginning, Rahul, President Trump had issues with the BRICS grouping. Perhaps in the run-up to the elections also, he always has been speaking about the BRICS grouping, that how they want de-dollarization, they are coming up with an alternative currency, etc., etc. So, in fact, till now, with each passing month, he comes up one or the other, social media post on the BRICS grouping and how, this grouping is anti-America, anti-West, etc., etc. So definitely, it isn't all the leaders are uniting for the SCO meet, which is for the regional coordination, counter-terrorism, etc. But as I said, that since BRICS has expanded dramatically, and President Putin talking about BRICS in an interview to the Chinese media, perhaps shows that how much importance he wants to give to the BRICS grouping, and also in a way he's trying to send message to America.
Okay, let me very quickly set this up now, viewers, because in just a few hours is going to be that all-important meeting between Prime Minister Modi and, of course, President Xi Jinping. And, of course, that is has been preceded by this statement from the Russian president. Remember, China is a very important component of the BRICS arrangement. And don't forget that BRICS in itself overshadows both United States and Europe in terms of economic heft. If not overshadows, at least competes and in some ways or the other is determining today geonomics around the globe. In fact, the output of BRICS nations today is really the fulcrum of the global economy. So very important grouping. And the coming together of this troika in Tianjin of Prime Minister Modi, President Putin and President Xi Jinping is an important optics which will be disseminated and flashed across the globe. Let me tell you, at a time when the Americans are looking at trade sanctions and trade diplomacy from the coercive eye as they have been pursuing. So very quickly, I want to quickly cut across to a ground report that I filed a short while back, setting up that interaction between Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping that is going to begin in about 2.5 hours from now.
Make informed decisions with comprehensive analysis on the go.
Strengthen your portfolio with real-time market updates on the go. Create effective strategies with insightful expert opinions on the go.
Grow on the go with CNBC TV 18, now streaming live 24/7 on YouTube.
Hey, thank you for watching this on CNBC TV 18. Hope you liked it. For more such interesting news and updates, follow CNBC TV 18 on all the social media platforms.